A community activist, Kyungnan Yu has devoted her whole life towards the betterment of Chicago's communities, and she is the Treasurer's Office Outstanding Commitment and Community Service Awardee. She was one of the founding members of KANWIN, established in 1990. She also worked as a community liaison at Swedish Covenant Hospital, serving many patients, including Korean seniors with interpretation, advocacy, and support for 10 years until her retirement in 2018. Kyungnan is a member of the Korean Nurses Association of the Midwest and served as the chief editor for 10 years until 2019. Currently, Mrs. Yu serves as the president of the National Unification Advisory Council and NUAC Chicago chapter. So, Kyungnan, thank you very much for joining us today. Can you tell our viewers something about KANWIN and your role in this organization?
Sure. First of all, I thank you very much for having me. The KANWIN is a nonprofit community-based organization providing services to Asian American women and children who are affected by domestic violence and sexual assault. And we provide crisis intervention, counseling, and legal and healthcare advocacy, children's program mentoring, and transitional housing. And also we provide community education, addressing the root causes of gender violence in order to build the healthy community. So our goal is to build healthy community as we empower women and to bring social justice. And I started as a volunteer for about 30 years since its inception in 1990. I started as a volunteer, then executive director, then currently I serve as a board member.
Great. Now that right there is a great organization with a great mission. Not enough is enough to receive our award, but can you also describe your duties as a community liaison at Swedish Covenant Hospital?
Sure. I advocated and assisted patients to ensure they were receiving proper health care, especially those with limited resources and language barriers. Many new immigrants are unfamiliar with the healthcare system in this country and do not have the capacity to navigate the system. So in order to help them, the vulnerable patients, I organized an annual health fair with a community organization that drew hundreds of people from the community that they were able to get the services on many different specialties and also at the same days at same place. And I also coordinated interpretation in many different languages, including sign language, for those patients who needed assistance in understanding their care plans and general health information. At times, given the limited medical and health system knowledge of some patients, that I also advocated for them to receive the best clinical and non-clinical care possible and coordinated ongoing health education for the patients and their families.
Great. So you've done a lot of different things. You also served as the board president for the Korean Resource and Cultural Center. Yes. What are you most proud of during your tenure as board president?
Well, at the center, many high school students who represented children of immigrants participated in KRCC's cultural programs and activities. While serving as KRCC board president, I was very proud to witness their transformation of life to become community organizers and volunteers as they built their confidence through KRCC's programs and activities.
Nice. So to be a little more topical, we've all watched the news. We've heard some of the disturbing accounts out there. How do you think that allies who might be watching this video today can help in light of the recent wave of violence targeting specifically Asian American and Pacific Islander community?
Yeah, it's been really sad and very unfortunate, but anti-Asian attacks and crimes are rising, but it is not new. It happened over and over. For instance, the Chinese massacre of 1871 of 19 Chinese immigrants were killed in Los Angeles. China Exclusion Act legally banned Chinese for immigration to this country in 1882. Incarceration of Japanese American during World War II. And Japanese were targeted and killed during the economic crisis in Detroit in early 1980s. So anti-Asian sentiment grew since last year as the coronavirus broke out. So we Asians were targeted and scapegoated to take attention away from the real problem. So I suggest allies to learn and understand the history and recognize what we are experiencing right now and where we are. So come together with all people who care about this country across ethnicity to build solidarity. So join and participate in the movement to fight the racism for equality and justice. So we become the allies.
Great. I know we have a lot of people watching these videos who want to make a difference, want to make a change in the world, want to improve things. So as we wrap up, what words of wisdom would you share with individuals who are following in your footsteps, who want to be agents of change?
Yeah, believe in yourself. You can be the power of change and will make a difference. And participate in community work, even if it seems very small and insignificant. Raindrops become streams and rivers and the ocean. So we want all of us to join to the force to make change.
I love that advice. None of us do anything by ourselves. We get more done by working together. Kyungnan, congratulations for this award. And thank you for taking the time to share some wisdom with our viewers.
Thank you so much for choosing me. And it's an honor to be here and representing our community. Thank you again.